Hey everybody, welcome back. I guess it's to VGC Series 2 today. More or less, our good friend, GigaWatts94, Nishant Joshi, they were on stream yesterday. And that's just amazing. I'm very excited because I have not watched this match yet. I didn't get to watch any of the Vancouver Regional yesterday. I was at work the entire time they were streaming, basically. So I'm gonna watch this match now, live, with all of you. Hopefully, you know. Hopefully that we, it's good. Let me. I don't have the sound turned on. There we go. Now the sound's on. Hopefully the sound level will be good because I didn't have it turned on yet. But if you're as excited as I am, go check out GigaWatts94's channel. Gosh, it'll be down in the description. They're great. They're fantastic. This is the person to my, to stage left. That's my right that I'm pointing to, but it's not actually on my right in front. Cameras are weird, guys. One day I'll get used to it, but today is probably not that day. So without further ado, I just want to watch their match. I want to see their interview. They said that they gave us a shout out in their interview. So I mean, I don't know what that shout out looks like. They said they gave everybody a shout out, so it's probably like an everybody shout out, but that's okay. It's nice to feel included. Okay. All right. Let's watch. Let's watch.
Players and something we're probably about to see a lot more of.
Yeah, Nishant is actually someone from my region. I flew out here from about the Boston area, and I know he is from New England area as well. So they have a, it's great to see players from my region that they travel all the way out here. Interesting, now that we see Alberto's team, I want to talk about the change. We talked about how Palafin was a tough fight for Alberto against Gavin's team. Alberto said, yeah, I got it. I'll bring Palafin myself. It's pretty good.
Yeah, if you can't beat them, recruit them, right?
Correct. It's just like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where you recruit the Pokemon that you beat, or if not, but either.
I would just like to point out I have not seen their team yet. This looks like a good team. I like this team a lot. This is a nice team. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Either way, still running that Corviknight and the Klefki, also still running that Choice Scarf Garchomp. There is a lot of familiarity here with Alberto's team, but there is a lot changed, whereas Nishant is running a...
They're like just high enough that they could often frustratingly survive the
get into the battle a little bit, maybe.
HP, and that much more likely to do that in this team. Several of the other Pokemon on the team also very powerful with screen support, as we saw with them nearly taking the Oceania International Championships together. The other side of the field, we see a more conventional version of the Palafin team, but I'm pretty interested to see how these teams will interact. I think both sides will have a lot of options. This one could really go either way.
Yeah, I mean, the Tailwind users on both teams, right? For Alberto, the Tailwind is on Corviknight, whereas it is on Nishant's Roaring Moon. However, the leads here from this trainer, Klefki and Corviknight, I could have put a lot of money on that one, where it is Arcanine and Iron Hands. Intimidate into that Mirror Armor is just going to reflect that Intimidate right back onto the Arcanine.
Yeah, one of Corviknight's cool tricks. We didn't see it the last time that Corviknight was in the stream. And for players who did watch that match, by the way, with Len, I was actually talking to...
I just want to say I really like this lead because this is two Pokemon that threaten Corviknight, and I really think that was the plan. I don't know that for sure, but it feels like it was the plan. Two Pokemon that threaten Corviknight. Maybe you can do some stuff to it.
Him yesterday about how I thought if players played against these two consecutively, they might be tricked by it because it's very different teams, even though it's similar Pokemon.
Yeah, Klefki is going to get faked out this turn, though, unable to move. Arcanine going for a Will-O-Wisp right out of the gate, just trying to slow down this Corviknight. Corviknight loves to go for things like Body Press, and so if you can stop that and prevent Roost from fully healing, you're in a great spot. This Brave Bird as well into the Arcanine does way less damage than I'm sure Alberto would have liked, and now that burn starts to become a little bit more problematic.
Yeah, I think that we're likely going to see a slow start to this Corviknight does know Roost and is not afraid to use it, as we have seen in the past. So, the burn going to slowly whittle away the health asterisk.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, too, right now, Klefki can move. It can start clicking some moves like Reflect in front of these two big physical attackers. If it wants to click Light Screen later on, it has that opportunity. Flare Blitz from the Arcanine into the Klefki.
Ooh, okay, okay.
And those screens are really, really nice, huh? And it just shows how much Alberto loves to use them. And that is, you know, it just helps to start setup. And Alberto is truly a player that I think loves to click these tech moves. Tailwind from the Corviknight. Wow, Pile Charge into that Klefki, still able to hang on pretty comfortably and now start taking some recoil.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of a weird element of these two Pokemon in the field. I mean, at least Iron Hands can heal itself back up with Drain Punch potentially, but the Pokemon have done a little more damage to themselves than Alberto's Pokemon have done to them.
I mean, you win by doing the most damage in theory, but it doesn't matter who you're doing that damage to. No, Arcanine going for Protect this turn. Klefki clicking Light Screen. It holds that Light Clay, so these screen turns last incredibly long. Corviknight, Brave Bird down into that protected Arcanine is not going to get any damage off once again on Alberto's side of the field. Wild Charge from the Iron Hand.
Okay.
Down into the
That's a lot of damage. That's a good chunk.
And you're still taking more recoil. So hey, like you said, you're still at least getting a little damage off on the other side.
Yeah, whittling down slowly. The Corviknight going to heal back up a little bit with that Citrus Berry.
Yeah, it's one of those Pokemon, right? I'm sure Corviknight would love to not be burned right now because there's a lot that I'm sure it would really like to do. But now Klefki has kind of done the setup that it needs to do, right? It's all it has for an offensive move is Dazzling Gleam. It can just start clicking Dazzling Gleam and do little bits of chip damage. Corviknight can just click Roost, restore its HP. Click Dazzling Gleam. We'll have to see how much this does. Yeah, that's about as much as I expected, right?
I wonder if Iron Hands will call that though and use the Drain Punch.
Yeah, absolutely. Arcanine Flare Blitzing though into the Klefki is enough to get that
That's a good play.
So, you know, at that
I would love to see the Drain Punch. That'd be amazing.
Did exactly what it needed to do, which is prep for the Pokemon in the back for Alberto.
So yeah, it's got the have these Pokemon kind of keep damage out in the field too long. It is just a Wild Charge. No Drain Punch this turn. Corviknight taking that hit like a champ.
I mean, this Corviknight is gonna be a problem. It doesn't matter if you know, you cannot intimidate it. If you send Pokemon out to do damage, sure, it can roost back up. The burn does hinder its offensive output, but Roaring Moon here with
Oh, now we can just burn the Roaring Moon, right?
A lot of offensive output with that attack being heightened.
Yeah, kind of no more games now, right? I mean, still sort of a weird spot for Alberto.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Volcarona
Volcarona doesn't really want to take like a Wild Charge though.
But not a whole lot happening here, and Alberto's probably going to switch around here, not going to get a whole lot out of his tail.
Yeah, Volcarona is going to be the Pokemon that comes in. Arcanine also going to be switching out here for Nishant, is instead going to be bringing out their own Roaring Moon. This Roaring Moon, though, I believe, also holding that booster energy. So if it is the attack booster energy, which it actually does not look like, it looks like the speed booster energy here. Really interesting now that Nishant may be moving faster once this Tailwind has ended. Protect as well from the Roaring Moon on Alberto's side. Iron Hands going for a close combat into that Protect. Neither of these trainers have really committed to Terastallization now either. I think it's really kind of baiting each other out a little bit at this point.
No, I mean,
I just want to point out again that I don't know anything about these teams. I did not know that it had close combat. Is it close combat and Drain Punch, or is it like Volt Switch? I actually have no idea what the sets on either of these teams are. I feel like I'm woefully uninformed, but is that okay? Are we okay with that? I feel like it's a better reaction if I don't know what's happening, you know? Like,
side, right? Where like the speed difference is a big swing here too, right? It kind of like forces a Terra almost, where these Pokemon are reasonably good at dealing damage to themselves. So, and then yeah, I mean the Pokemon knocked down on that side. At least our screen's up for now, but that's a very ineffective tailwind so far.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have a lot of opportunity to really set up another one, but Volcarona switching out for this Corviknight means you do at least have another chance. The Roaring Moon on the opposite side of the field, though, also has Tailwind.
okay, that makes sense.
Instead, going to bring it back in that.
Okay.
Again, you're still going to have that Intimidate bounce back thanks to that Mirror Armor, which is still pretty nice, at least, because you're preventing that Flare Blitz from doing as much damage as it maybe wants to do. Finally, a Terastallization here will be coming out on this turn. It is going to be on that Roaring Moon on Nishant's side. Is going to be the Terra Flying type, which we've seen quite a lot. It boosts the power of that Acrobatics, which is a move almost every single Roaring Moon carries because it is just so effective and so powerful.
Ooh, we're both Terastallizing. I missed his button inputs, so if that was really obvious, that's my bad.
They both just scare each other off the field so much that they have little choice. Even in this case where both sides are pretending that they're flying in Dark-type Pokemon.
Acrobatics from the Roaring Moon on Nishant's side into that Corviknight. Man, that really does not do a lot of damage.
Yeah, no.
Acrobatics from the Roaring Alberto's side is going to be going into the Roaring Moon on Nishant's, and that actually does a lot of damage. That's a 2.
Obviously, again, I don't know what the moveset is, but I feel like if it has Throat Chop or something, that would have been better into the Corviknight. Maybe our good friend was calling a switch, because I feel like Acrobatics into Corviknight's a weird play. So they had to have been like calling a switch or something, or maybe they really just don't have a better move.
Hit knockout.
Yeah, much better. So Alberto finally getting his first big swing of damage, and he's still right back in this one. The speed disadvantage is unfortunate, but it's very unlikely the Roaring Moon on the opposing side of the field is going to be able to knock his out. I'd say the one flaw in this is that you kind of have to knock out the Arcanine. You don't want to just eat another burn for nothing. Corviknight's been doing a great job surviving on the field, but because of that burn, not inflicting a whole lot of damage. So unless
It's so interesting to me how good Corviknight is. It's not the kind of Pokemon I could ever make work for me, but it's really interesting.
It's not doing a ton of output. Nishant's been somewhat ignoring it on the field, which definitely makes a lot of sense, but you can't ignore it forever, because at some point it can just become truly, it can become a little bit bothersome, even with that burn. But Tailwind from the Roaring
Ooh,
Moon
okay.
side, just to try and keep the Pokemon on their side of the field a little bit faster. Arcanine going for a Will-O-Wisp as well, going to be moving first.
I like that play a lot.
Tailwind into the Roaring Moon on Alberto's side.
Because you probably live the
Should be able to pick up a knockout if it
the Acrobatics, maybe? I'm not really sure.
because we saw how much damage that did, but
Ooh, okay.
it does not do
Yeah.
enough damage to even bring it into the red. Corviknight just going to roost once again.
That's a tough turn for Alberto, where it's like it's sort of a closed team sheet feeling turn, where you're a little surprised. One Roaring Moon is Tailwind, the other one is Dragon Dance instead, as we saw in Oceania. It's the most obvious move on the other side of the field, right? Where getting that burn is huge now. Turn 2 burn Pokemon, 0 knockout so far for Alberto. It makes it really tough to do damage right now. Really all that the opponent needs to do is just kind of maneuver in such a way that Volcarona can never, get in for free and start taking some free shots. So kind of surprising. They might have an upset in game 1.
I mean, something that could be interesting, right, is Alberto has at least done a good job of chipping away at damage to try and take a double knockout, but you're still going to be taking damage first because of that Tailwind. Nishant's Roaring Moon into the Roaring
That's a
Moon
good
on the
chunk.
side brings it down to
Maybe with the Flare Blitz?
Flare Blitz from the Arcanine.
It's too bulky.
Not enough to knock it out here, not even enough to bring it into the red, but it does add some recoil damage. Does mean that this Acrobatics here from the Roaring Moon should be enough, but it actually targets into the Roaring Moon on Nishant's side. But yeah, still enough there to get that knockout, thanks to just how much damage had been slowly chipped. And Alberto may be able to take a double knockout here if they went for that body press into the Arcanine, but instead
They did not. Okay.
I actually don't mind that either, because you're not allowing 2 Pokemon to come in for free.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's like the Arcanine's still just as pinned as it was before, right? I mean, Pokemon are both burned already anyway, so kind of who cares? Plus, the Arcanine's intimidated, so it's really not providing a whole lot of threat in the field. And then, not only you get to match the Tailwind, but now that Alberto's Tailwind's going to last a little bit longer, so will eventually provide some small advantage that could make a big difference in how this match plays out. I think one other thing to point out there is the speed advantage of the Roaring Moon on one side of the field.
The Corviknight's faster than the Arcanine, right?
The Acrobatics from Alberto's side doing so much.
What's the last mon?
Arcanine has to switch out.
Fluttermane. Ooh, okay. Actually, since the... it feels weird talking over the commentators. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. I don't know how loud they're going to be in the final recording, and I feel like if I keep talking over them, it's not going to make sense. Since the Corviknight's burned, this probably won't do that much damage to the Fluttermane, right?
Can go for something like a throat chop. Roaring Moon, though, is just going to protect in the face of a fake out. Cannot protect on this Corviknight as it's not running protect, but you could still go for a couple of big moves here. Brave Bird and Roost are both Brave Bird body press, but Brave Bird
Oh, yeah, that's no damage. Okay, that's really good.
foil here as well. But at that point, you're at least starting to get some damage down, and it is not a focus sash, so you're not too worried about trying to just chip and whittle away at it.
Yeah, I mean, whelming amount of damage for sure. We do finally start to see these.
Ooh, the Reflect goes away. That's great.
Hey, every little bit counts.
Oh, the Reflect's gone, and now, oop, lean too far back, I guess. My green screen's really finicky. The Reflect's gone, so now Roaring Moon can't protect this turn, so it has to go down to Iron Hands pretty much, which is really good. And if they switch to Volcarona, Volcarona really doesn't want to take a wild charge.
Weren't you talking about a 15-turn game being a real game of poker?
Yeah, but this is what I like to see. This is why I'm a big fan of Alberto.
Yeah.
But I still think he's in a tough spot here. Nishant has played this game very wisely, where he's not really given anything easy. Now we've got this period where theory, Alberto Saki have an advantage with the tailwinds being, staggered awkwardly, but with the burns, it's not very long to take advantage of it before these Pokemon are simply going to faint.
Yeah, I mean, this Corviknight may just be able to stick on the field. Roaring Moon has, it is burnt. You don't have any.
I wonder what the item on the Fluttermane is.
Really nice to have. And Fluttermane that can also go possibly for a double targeting move with Dazzling Gleam, depending on what they want to lock into this turn. Shadow Ball or Power Gem.
Ooh, okay.
Safer. It looks like Shadow Ball is the move of choice down onto that Corviknight. Still does a
Calling the switch that didn't switch.
same amount as a Roost would do, but Acrobat
Oh.
Iron Hands once again.
They both called protects, it looks like.
I think that's a pretty accurate description. Brave Bird from the Corviknight into the Fluttermane.
Corviknight might go down here. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good play.
I think that was Nishant's biggest hurdle.
Yeah, I thought that was a big deal. I was a little concerned there. I was about to eat my words, making fun of the Corviknight a little, where I think we were very close to the point where he played for it with his food too long, and the Corviknight was going to get carried away and not be able to get knocked out. But now, yeah, I mean, we're one turn from this Roaring Moon fainting, and Volcarona's got a lot of work to clean up.
I mean, Volcarona does have access to Quiver Dance, right? It can get the boost that it needs, especially to special defense in the face of that Fluttermane, but you still have two big physical attackers on the opposite side of the field in Iron Hands and Arcanine, and especially...
Does this Fluttermane have protect? Because that'd be an amazing play right now.
Be a little bit problematic.
How many Tailwinds are left?
Huge, especially you could probably slow
Like 2? 1? It might just be 1.
Critically resist both of Volcarona's attacks. I think another thing to keep in mind here is that his Flamethrower is the fire type attack, not Heat Wave. This is one situation where getting a
Ooh,
Quiver Dance
okay.
and clicking Heat Wave a bunch would look pretty good, except it's not an option.
Yeah, the Fluttermane gonna switch out here for the Arcanine. Arcanine finally has an Intimidate that can stick because there is no Mirror Armor, can finally come in without worrying too much about it. Roaring Moon's the only Pokemon that's really gonna be bothered by it, but this Acrobatics with that Intimidate...
Into the Fluttermane slot, right? Yeah.
No, targeted down into the Arcanine instead.
Yeah.
It does get that knockout. Means the Fluttermane can come back in, though, and can reset its move that it was choice locked into.
Okay, so it is specs. Okay.
First thing here, boost that special attack.
That, you know that Wild Charge is going into Volcarona. It has to be.
Strong move and one of the main reasons the players use Volcarona.
Yeah.
Wild Charge from the Iron Hands down into the Volcarona.
Oh,
That's a
gosh.
hit knockout there, and that's definitely
I want to say we're at the point where one attack from either Fluttermane or the Iron Hands will knock out this Volcarona. I'm not 100% sure, though.
up a little bit more for Yoshi as the Roaring move will get knocked out from burn damage this turn.
This is still going to be a pretty tight finish, though.
It's
I mean,
close.
yeah, Volcarona should be able to easily knock out both the remaining Pokemon in one shot each, but since it can't do it in one turn, one big hit from either of them, critical hit in particular, would probably finish this one. This one, keeping in mind the non-fire move is Giga Drain. Those tiny extra hit points, if Giga Drain can knock out one of these Pokemon, could make a big difference.
Yeah, Fluttermane coming back in.
Yeah, I think either attack knocks out this dude.
Terribly much because of that Quiver Dance boost. This is where things get a little dicey. I like the lock into protect here. You get to at least test what that Fluttermane is going to go for with the choice specs. Just see exactly what it's prioritizing its damage to be. Power Gem.
Oh, yes, Power Gem. That's gonna KO. There's no way that doesn't KO. I don't think there's anything they can do.
Even though there really isn't a worry there, but Wild Charge also, you saw how much damage that did. Nishant's going pretty hardcore with damage right now.
Yeah, and again, this tiny bit of leftover healing could make a difference, right? Maybe a Giga Drain.
Oh, yeah.
Here, and so this Volcarona's decently healthy. Alberto's like really in the back foot all game, but I don't know.
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
Survived too. I mean, I guess surviving will probably be enough here. I think if we see Volcarona still on the field in this term, this is an Alberto dub, but he gets another 3 leftovers tick either way if he does.
Yeah, I think if he takes out the Fluttermane with the Giga Drain, then he's probably in a better position and maybe deal with the Iron Hands second because of the fact that you'll get more HP back from a Giga Drain into the Fluttermane than you would from into the Iron Hands, and that's...
I think that makes a lot of sense. I think they might... Let me think. 192. Actually... Okay, yeah. So if they... Excuse me. They have to get... They might be able to get just enough HP back from the Giga Drain to live the Wild Charge, but it's going to be really close. This is like these rolls matter a lot.
Alberto's kind of in this weird position. You know that Fluttermane cannot protect. Giga Drain goes in front.
Oh, it doesn't KO. Fluttermane too bulky. Yeah. You can't win. That Power Gem's just going to KO.
If this is enough to knock out, then that will seal the game, and it is, and Nishant takes game 1.
Yeah, fantastic game there. Alberto was close.
He was close.
I mean, a critical hit there would flip that one, which, not great odds, but considering how on the back foot he felt like the whole game, it was close the whole time, right? Where I think that
That was a beautifully played game, my friend. That was beautifully played. Let's just go ahead and skip to the next one.
Well, I don't know how much gap you can get versus how you play.
That was so close, though. Games like that are so stressful.
Arcanine and Iron Hands is the lead for Nishant.
Ooh, the Palafin. Okay.
And Palafin, this is exactly what I wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm kind of excited to see this too, right? It's like, all right, yeah, the game plan didn't work perfectly the first time. Let's see what we can do. Well, last time we did see the fake out coming in onto the clef key to try to stop those screens from coming immediately. We'll have to see if that's what happens this time or not. But I feel like if you're Alberto, there's a lot of temptation to get a little sneaky here. Like, can you get a cheap attack off into that Arcanine maybe?
Yeah, Klefki switching out here.
Interesting.
Fake out targeted down into their Roaring Moon, going to switch
Well, that's so interesting.
No screens on turn one, which does feel pretty counterintuitive to the way a lot of players run Klefki.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have called that.
Synthesis does do a lot with that acrobatics. We saw Arcanine's Will-O-Wisp targets right down into the Palafin. No protect there either.
Ooh.
Also meaning no fake out. Wonder if there was just a big wild charge targeting down into that Palafin. Not actually that Lumberry now getting.
Oh, it's Lumberry. Okay.
Getting that Will-O-Wisp off first. Flip turn into the Arcanine does still do a good chunk of damage. I would have been,
I don't know what happens, obviously, but what if they click close combat into the Roaring Moon? How funny would that be?
interesting to see.
That's what I want to see. I want to see close combat targeted into the
And I know there are a lot of
the Klefki slot.
here.
I kind of like it. It's a 0, but it actually made a pretty big play there. Klefki switching in and out.
Ah.
Because he used flip turn instead of switching.
Yeah,
That's okay.
it does take that big wild charge damage though, brings it down to under half. So at least with Prankster you know you can get those.
That's really what I wanted to see, but that maybe wasn't a reasonable play to expect.
Also, Roaring Moon able to get in the field without being intimidated. Cycling this Arcanine would take a lot of resources, and now it's threatening a ton of damage in the Arcanine slot. Klefki somewhat safely should be able to get screens up here as long as he does reflect first. I really like the play by Alberto. It's very cute. It's a somewhat unconventional use of flip turns, but as long as he can keep that Palafin in a situation where he doesn't need the Lumberry anyway, he didn't pay anything for that, and was able to get some free damage too.
Yeah, I mean that Palafin running flip turn you don't always see because a lot of players have opted for haze, which is a really which is a huge boon for those open team sheets, right? Arcanine though is just going to hard switch out here, bring in Nishant's own Roaring Moon. We saw how much damage one Roaring Moon acrobatics into another did, especially already with a burn, and that is really interesting I think to note because even though it is in it is faster, it's not going to be able to move until next turn. Alberto gets to terrastalize this Roaring Moon first to get that boost to that flying type acrobatics as well, and just begin to put on some major damage this turn. And Nishant, if they want to not take even it would be neutral damage from an acrobatics into their Iron Hands, they'd have to switch it because if they terrastalize, it's going to be super effective because of grass. Reflect though from the Klefki stops some of these big physical moves from doing as much damage. Acrobatics from the Roaring Moon committed down onto the Roaring Moon on Nishant's side.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of damage.
How big it is.
Sheesh.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, wow. Really seeing the power of the more offensive Roaring Moon, but get wild charge come the other way.
Oh, it is not enough to get that knockout. That is what reflects.
It's not, but oh, actually, yeah, no. If the Fluttermane's in the back, this Roaring Moon just kind of goes down, right? Light Screen can't save it now.
Score.
I'm hoping the Fluttermane's in the back.
A Pokemon that's mostly just gotten beat up so far this series, really making a big play there. Getting another swing with that.
Arcanine, okay.
Deal.
Okay.
Go for it right now or later in the
The Intimidate's big.
that was huge. We saw
There's a world where they just kind of hit both of these Mons.
he's got some opportunities now, right? Can swing one more time with Roaring Moon probably, and then still has that Palafin in the back, Sunburn, and likely quicker than the Pokemon that are remaining on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think Alberto really is just trying to time when he gets a free switch in with a knockout, going for a protect this turn with Roaring Moon, also matching a protect from that Arcanine on the opposite side. Light Screen from the Klefki on Alberto's side. That is going to last, that full 8 turns. It's going to last a long time, especially with the Fluttermane's in the back. Wild Charge targeted down once again into that Roaring Moon and not going to connect with protect.
That's a big deal. I mean, now potentially the option just to get some damage, start wearing that Arcanine down. Anyway, things are looking very different than last game.
Arcanine lives this acrobatics. You're in a pretty good spot.
This thing moves strong and fast.
Yes. Okay.
That Intimidate
Double knockout.
Your Flare Blitz into the Klefki does get the knockout. I don't think you're too worried if you're Alberto. You may actually get a double switch in here if Nishant actually went for that double knockout by clicking Wild Charge once again. Arcanine does get knocked out as well though, so this does mean that Nishant is down to their final 2 Pokemon as well. So it will be a 2v2
This is going to be really close again. How much HP does Iron Hands have left?
He does get those screens when he switches back in, which should, given the state of the game last for the remainder of the game this time. I think that was one thing.
Oh, that's a good chunk.
The game was so slow that we wound up.
Oh, it's Volcarona Palafin that's in the back? Ooh, okay.
And now there are two big threats on Alberta's side. You have the Volcarona, who you can't really ignore, is going to get crazy and just sweep the game. And Palafin, who's crazy right now, becomes the hero.
I mean, there is no fake out left. You cannot fake out because Nishant never swapped in that Iron Hands in and out. You have a really comfortable jab punch into a lot of...
Yeah, but they still have their terrestrialization, right? So, like, I don't know what the Terra type on it's probably Fairy, but, like, if you live a Jet Punch, a Terra Fairy that D-Gleam does a stupid amount of damage here, right? But they could just go for Power Gem.
right now and already have a boost to those moves. However, you could also go for Terra Grass, and that would stop the super effective damage from that Fluttermane with the Power Gem, which may feel like an even safer option for Alberto, depending on where they see their end game to be. Looks like the Iron Hands...
Alberto already terrestrialized.
Into that Terra Grass, though, will at least not take neutral damage from that Palafin, possibly, if it went for something there. But
Yeah, I think you Power Gem Volcarona. Ooh, okay, that's fair.
going to protect this turn, not
But if the Wild Charge KOs...
allows to see what this Fluttermane locks into, and seeing that it's the Power
Oh,
Gem,
they didn't go for Jet Punch.
they make a decision on what they want to terrestrialize in the next turn. Palafin going for Wave Crash into the Fluttermane does do enough actually for a one-hit knockout. So now, I think you've got a pretty good, comfortable option here with Volcarona.
Yeah, I think that looks bad. Now for grass type, Iron Hand's not going to enjoy facing down this far type Pokemon, especially because it does not pick up the hit. They're not going to have Palafin. As much as Pokemon only water type attacks isn't super threatening to Iron Hands, it's going to take another turn of attacking that Palafin. I think this.
Yeah, I think the Power Gem play was good. It just left a lot open. I think I would have went for D-Gleam to at least knock out the Palafin here. Like I mean maybe not Terra Fairy D-Gleam, but probably Terra Fairy D-Gleam. Because there's definitely a world where Iron Hands can maybe do this if you're lucky. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, you have the opportunity to still click Jet Punch. You can click Flamethrower. You can click Quiver Dance if you want to be safer about it, because you know that there's probably nothing this Iron Hands can do to deal, enough damage to hit in one hit. Flamethrower, though, not...
Ooh, you live. Look at that.
Palafin did not go for Jet Punch, but a Wave Crash is definitely enough to finish that off solidly, meaning that Alberto will be bringing this into a game.
I didn't know this went to 3 games.
OCIC, now this time the Palafin on his side, carrying the team to victory in game 2.
Listen, I would absolutely put a Palafin on my side for anything, and Palafin is just such a cool Pokemon. I really like the changes that Alberto made. I think that it was a really good choice on his part to bring the Palafin.
Alright, let's get to game 3 here. Let's cut down to the brass tacks.
So Alberto bringing Clef.
Okay.
Hey, Clef can dance with anybody. See interesting path
Can
here.
definitely quiver dance with anybody.
It's true. Yeah. It's
All that Garchomp's in the back.
all right.
It took you a second.
We got there. The players
That's an interesting play.
covered this before, but man, this is they both know exactly what they want to do every game.
Yeah, Garchomp switches in for Klefki. Once again, no screens here. Volcarona clicking Protect, probably a much safer fake out target because you don't want to let that get a Quiver Dance up early. Fake out though into the Garchomp.
Take some rough skin damage.
A lot of damage for a fake out, but you're still taking some rough skin in retaliation there from the Garchomp. Arcanine Snarl does not hit into the one Pokemon that I think it really would have loved to go into with that Protect.
But some chip damage.
Garchomp just does a little,
Chip damage is always good.
Yeah, sort of an awkward position to be in here, where you would love to use Earthquake as the Garchomp here, but a little dangerous to actually do that given the state of the game and the general absence of flying types on Alberto's team. If you brought Corbin, I guess is the option of switching that in here. Although even if he hasn't, you kind of don't want to do that, right? Because you keep it for later, and we see we does not have it. So Insta plays this. This is the choice Garchomp. It's a little different than the Garchomp we saw before, which could at least use the stopping tantrum instead. But Arcanine predictably getting out of here.
Yeah, Arcanine definitely wants to come back in later, but Amoonguss is the...
Oh, this is a good adaptation.
That is a little bit of a different switch up here. Volcarona going to...
Into the Klefki, right?
Instead going to be bringing in that Klefki. Klefki not going to be able to get in for free this time. They end up taking some damage from its partner Pokemon, but Garchomp instead clicking Rock Slide down into both of the Pokemon.
Why didn't they? Oh, I guess because they didn't want to hit their own Klefki.
Final charge targets down into that Klefki. That's a super safe move because you have to imagine that if Alberto was going to switch anything...
The Amoonguss is a really good adaptation. I wonder what the last Pokemon is. I would imagine it's either Roaring Moon or...
Wild charge.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, he doesn't really end up hitting, but you see what he's doing for, right? So I think it's a really clever move. And
Or
I
Fluttermane.
think it's still reasonably punishable, right? I mean, like, Garchomp is still locked into Rock Slide, which is, I mean, you know, with
Not
the
good.
away, and who knows, you know, maybe it'll flinch both of these Pokemon for 7 turns, and Alberto's going to be a genius. But as it stands, Garchomp's going to really struggle to do a whole lot, most likely.
Reflect from this Klefki. Once again, Rock Slide from the Garchomp. It is scarfed. It is going to be moving first. Flinch on the Iron Hands. And the Amogus does not get flinched, but it does get a follow.
Ooh, that's great.
Partner Pokemon is going to restore that back up to full. But this is where things get a little frustrating if you're Nishant.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly going to be difficult to stop these screens while this is happening, but you know, at the very least, both these Pokemon can heal, right? You know, Amogus can heal up its friends, then switch out and heal itself. So these Rock Slide's not doing a whole lot of anything, assuming eventually the offensive Pokemon Nishant's side of the field actually is able to attack. But yeah, I mean, free screens are never something you're going to complain about as a Klefki player.
Yeah, light screen going to come up this turn as well. Once again, Rock Slide from this Garchomp. It is locked into it this turn, so I will be saying that every single consecutive turn until it is off the field. Amogus eating berry as well, going to regain a good chunk of its HP there.
She every turn she said that the Garchomp is Scarf and it's locked into Rock Slide, and then she just said, I'm going to be saying that every turn until the Garchomp's not on the field anymore. Again. Okay, that's great.
It's probably Nishant's best way to start putting some damage down.
Yeah, I get it. You know, I think I too would have had about enough of that. Yeah, put that to sleep. No more Rock Slides. You know, crucially too, with it being so quick, but that Choice Scarf does not get a turn of sleep there. So the next turn that Garchomp is in the field, it will not have a chance to wake up, and that will give a nice window here for.
Ooh, okay. That's a play.
Yeah, Iron Hands is
What comes in?
out, you know,
Ah, yes.
like some big damage, but now Fluttermane can come in here and can get some super effective damage off, especially if Alberto has decided that they want to put their Terrassalization somewhere else. Thunderwave from the Klefki into the Amogus does put it into paralysis, so it may have a 25% chance to not get any attacks off. Garchomp will take its first turn of sleep. Another
That's a
sword
good.
from the Amogus
That's good.
onto the Klefki. The Klefki's not a Pokemon I think you're really all that worried about right now if you're Nishant, because it's already done exactly what it wanted to do.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I guess having it asleep, you know, Nishant's certainly not going to be complaining about that, but it really just creates the window for Amogus now switch out safely, get that regenerate boost, and Nishant can send out one of their other Pokemon to actually accomplish.
Ah, that's good. The Intimidate. Yes, 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 yes.
And Intimidate off, most importantly, not going to have that redirected since Corviknight is not in this game at all because of, you know, what we know behind the screen here. Klefki will take that turn to sleep, showing that it went for something probably Prankster related because it did go first. Garchomp also
Garchomp's dead. Garchomp's gone. I think I would have D-Gleamed. If it has D-Gleam, that is. I don't actually know what the moveset is. We haven't seen it click D-Gleam. I'm starting to believe it doesn't have it.
Little choice but to allow the screens given how things played out, but still pick up a safe knockout, switch out two Pokemon pretty safely, and you know, not a bad situation to be in here, right? You know, Moonblast probably not the ideal Pokemon or the move to be locked into as
Ooh, do we think the Volcarona takes Moonblast plus Flare Blitz here? Because it might not. Okay, well, I think I would have went for it.
Yeah, Fluttermane switching out here, sending in the Iron Hands to Nishant, and that at least allows, I think, for maybe a fake out on the next turn if you went for a Quiver Dance this turn. Klefki actually waking up here this turn, getting a pretty fast wake up, Thunderwave down into that Arcanine, just trying to once again just slow these Pokemon down. If you can get a full paralysis, it would be absolutely huge as well. Quiver Dance from the Volcarona, a pretty comfortable setup at this point in time. Special attack, special defense, and speed boost will allow you to maybe go for some big Giga Drains or some flamethrowers later on down the line.
Ooh, okay.
Does help.
I like that play too.
Love that special attack boost.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that really matters there. I mean, very technically doing damage, but
It's a slower play than what I would have gone for. I think I would have just put my foot on the gas, but it's a good play. It's probably the better play.
the important thing here is just not let Volcarona get carried away. You know, the net result of that turn is really just the speed boost of Volcarona and the Thunder Wave onto Arcanine. I think what 7 damage on Klefki and 0 on Volcarona. And Arcanine's doing its best out here, but with a level of boosted special defense on Volcarona now and the light screen, it's tough.
Fake out into the Klefki.
Oh, the Volcarona didn't protect.
That Volcarona
Okay.
another Quiver Dance here, maybe trying to possibly predict something like a Protect and just kind of a safe Protect here instead of taking fake out damage, but a little bit of a strong move here on the Volcarona side. But Snarl, once again, you can just, I think if you're Nishant, all you have to do is continue to click Snarl until pretty much the end of the game. You don't know what
That's true.
Probably make a good guess.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, it's like the more chance, but allowing that free quiver dance to Volcarona, if it happens, it likely would have turned on the offense. It's kind of difficult to do that now, right? Where I think Arcana has managed to get enough snarls off where now there's actually damage being threatened at that time. Quiver dance.
Another quiver dance, also meaning this will be a dazzling gleam from the clef key, is that did not end up happening first because no real option to prankster anything here. Dazzling gleam, it's just little chip damage. We saw this clef key do so much damage in OCIC, but not really matching up to that now. Wild charge critical hit into that Volcarona, absolutely huge damage.
Oh no, the flame body.
So if you go for something like a Giga Drain, you may be able to get a lot of that HP back up, and that may be your best opportunity.
They double. The double. Finally the double. There you go. Foot on the gas. This Roaring Moon's kind of scary, but like, as long as Klefki gets knocked out before Fluttermane hits the field, then they really don't have anything to do. I mean, it can terrestrialize the flying, I guess, but oh, it's Dragon Dance? I completely missed that. Was that Dragon Dance? Yeah.
Yeah, and also critical too. I mean, the range power option is pretty scary. Roaring Moon's a Pokemon's doing a bunch of single target damage, and there's so many more resources now left on just outside the field. They can kind of just slowly grind this one out, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the matter of, do you click Rage Powder? Do you, if you're Alberto, do you try and target down into the Iron Hands? Does the Iron Hands not feel as bad anymore? But Dragon Dance, Alberto's going for setup.
Are we gonna see the Amoonguss terrestrialize here?
Especially if you have the threat of an Arcanine coming back in later on in the game. Klefki, click and Dazzling Gleam, just continuing to do little itty bits of chip damage every single turn, and that's really all it can do.
It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. I think I'd try to knock out the Klefki.
It's best opportunities to try and get some full paralysis here.
Yeah, man's doing all it can. The sport the other way would be pretty devastating, but what will also be devastating is acrobatics on that Amoonguss.
Yeah, I think I would have tried to go out for the Klefki here, just because I wouldn't want screens to get set up again, is what I would be thinking about. But I don't dislike that play. I mean, if they don't terrestrialize there, you get a lot of damage off.
If it's able to happen, and your Klefki's getting a little damage dealt. It's not like impressing us too much on the offensive front, but with the burn on that Iron Hands from the flame body ability of the Volcarona, that is the Dazzling Gleams would add up, and yeah, Iron Hands ends up having to switch off the field here.
The Intimidates are big too. That makes sense. We're playing the Intimidate game. We are gonna see the Amoonguss terrestrialize. What's the Terra type? Is it water? Yeah. Free Spore, pretty much, as long as you don't get full parried. That's really close. A full para would have lost the game right there. That's so scary.
Great terrestrialization there. Game looks very different if that's a knockout, and there's no score coming down here. Instead, now Arcanine probably threatening a knockout. This Klefki, Amoonguss.
Yeah, I think we have to switch Amoonguss out, get some HP back.
Back in to threaten more damage on this Roaring Moon, and the game's so close. And a quick wake up could still make this interesting, but
Oh, interesting.
was able to just barely get it up.
I would have like 100% Flare Blitz the Klefki and switched Amoonguss out, but I don't know, maybe that feels pretty free to me. Yeah, there's no reason, because they can't wake up.
The Klefki here does get a pretty free light screen at this point. The Protect from the Amoonguss feels a little interesting to me. I wonder if there were any other options that it could go for, maybe something like a side Pollen Puff if it wanted to, but also maybe just not a whole lot to go for this turn when you know you have a guaranteed sleep turn.
Yeah, I mean, certainly wasn't a lot of danger. I mean, not gaining a lot of momentum that turn, but at least you do get an offensive Pokemon out on that side of the field now, going to be threatening a lot of damage onto this Roaring Moon. And this is the reason why, I guess, opting to sacrifice the Amoonguss with the Rage Powder, ensuring that there's no chance of Fluttermane taking a single target attack this turn.
Yeah, and you force that Thunder Wave back down into the Amoonguss, who's already paralyzed, so you keep that pressure off of the Fluttermane. Roaring Moon, though, going to stay asleep, going to be taking a Moon Blast. That might be enough to get that knockout. I'm not sure with the chip damage, but that Reflect is probably going to be huge, and you're going to have to worry again about a Thunder Wave. So you have to now hope
that Amoonguss doesn't get paralyzed again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there is a way, and we're kind of in a situation now too, right? It's almost become important to attack this left. There's a world where Dazzling Gleam wears this Amoonguss down enough that Roaring Moon can maybe get like one swing in another spot with the help of full paralysis, and then protect to avoid having to waste an attack. Here's step one.
Wake up, protect. Hey, you'll take those. I think you'll take
Okay.
almost any day of the week, right? Amoonguss clicking Rage Powder once again. Alberto.
Yeah, playing the odds.
What he targeted down with, but that Moonblast is showing that it's going to be a Dazzling Gleam, right? So that the Moonblast into the Roaring Moon, not going to do any damage. This Dazzling Gleam, once again, just continuing to whittle down a little.
I feel like if I was Alberto and I was gonna make this play, I would just go for the T-Wave again, because like you kind of have to play the odds that eventually Amoonguss is gonna get full parried, and I feel like that's really your only shot here. Is you kind of have to hope the Amoonguss gets full parried either this turn or the next turn, and you could get the paralysis on the. Actually, do you even? Yeah, you kind. I mean, you kind of have to hope that you get the full para, because you don't really need the paralysis on Fluttermane, because you're Dragon Danced up.
That is not going to turn into a knockout fast enough where he needs it fully paralyzed, and that's not what we see.
No full paralysis here. Just going for an acrobatics down into that Rage Powder. Amoonguss does get the knockout here, meaning you're once again clicking Dazzling Gleam with this Clef Key, which means you're not clicking Thunder Wave, which means that you're not possibly getting a 25% chance of a full paralysis.
Yeah.
Fluttermane, which is the end goal that you need to go for. But Moonblast down into the Roaring Moon, it's enough for that knockout. And I don't know if this is a little Clef Key that could, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, the
I don't think it's the little Cliffy that could.
I don't know if I see the cards in this one. A really well played third game so far. Both sides just slugging back and forth, but it's going to take an awful lot of Dazzling Gleam to deal with that much HP.
I think here's the thing, right? You have full paralysis on Arcanine. You can go for a Thunder Wave here onto the Fluttermane, and I think if you're Alberto and you really want this win and you really want to grind it out, which it looks like he's not going to be doing for us on stream, which I appreciate, because it's hard to commentate.
That was a good battle.
Something that is 75% not likely to happen, but no, Nishant going to be moving on to 6-1, one step closer to playing in that day 2 Swiss, looking pretty good for them right now. Alberto, there's still a chance. He just has to, win, I think, a couple more games.
Yeah, I think that was a really intricate, well-played set,
Yes.
right? And we've seen a surprising amount of games so far today, right? Where we've got a player who's had some incredible tournament results this.
I want to see the interview. Do you guys? First of all, go down in the comments. Tell me what you thought about the game. How did everybody play? Please try your best to use they/them pronouns for our friend Nishant, our friend GigaWatts94. Because that is what they would prefer. If you're gonna talk about them, try your best. Okay, I know people slip up, and that's okay. Everybody slips up sometimes. I heard the commentators slip up, but try your best. Okay, that's all anybody can do is their best. I want the interview. Give me the interview.
It sort of encourages the Amoonguss pick.
Interview.
Because, yeah, I mean, I think that's some of the solutions to Lumberry, right? It's like, well, what happened in game 2 was the Will-O-Wisp hit, and then it was a problem because to the same place.
Players, Nishant, who just won an incredible match on stream against Alberto. How does it feel?
It feels great, but before I get started, do you want a donut?
Yeah, sure.
Amazing.
All right.
I've been handing them out all day. It feels really good. It was a very scary set for sure. He played super well, and yeah, it feels really great to come out on top.
I know. I mean, talk about scary sets. One thing that I really love about Alberto's team is that there are so many outs that you have to manage, and it really did feel like it came down to the wire at the end of that game 3. Like,
oh, yeah.
What was your strategy as soon as you started seeing those Thunder Waves start coming out?
My strategy was just play the game.
Yeah.
If I get parried, I get parried. I really wanted to focus on 12th this game, so I knew that I had a Amoonguss to help pick up the pieces, so even if I lost a turn or two, I felt like I was in a position to kind of come back from that.
Yeah, and I think matching the bulk was also a really smart call, because
Yeah.
I did notice that Alberto's team, I mean, we saw it do well in Oceania, obviously, and it just, that game 1 against 2 was just like, he's not doing damage, but it's just so bulky, you know?
Oh, game one was scary. My game plan was just burn things and then figure it out later. And so I think I was able to put myself in really strong positions. So yeah, I think I had a game plan going in. I was saying, hey, if you're going to set up screens, that's fine. You're not doing a lot of damage. Let's try and whittle away those turns to set up where they're gone and I can do a lot of damage back.
Yeah, I clearly the right game plan for sure. How has the team felt throughout the day for you? Has it been a good fit? Do you feel like there's anything you kind of wish you could have changed?
I love it. I have really been struggling to find a team, especially for Series 2. I've really been struggling with the past couple regionals, so to be on stream was like a dream come true. To win on stream was like even better. And so I went back to my roots of like playing balance, playing comfort, and I found a team.
Yeah, clearly balance and comfort. Who has been the MVP on the team for you so far?
Fluttermane.
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 All right.
It has done exactly what it's needed to do. It's lived when it's needed to live. It's KO'd when it's needed to KO. And it looks really cute. I think it's just a fun little Pokemon to have around.
For sure, for sure. So we don't have too much time, so I do want to ask, you know, are there anybody at home that you want to give a shout out to? Anybody you want to say hello to?
Way too many people. I'm going to give a couple. I'm going to give one definitely to the Criers, one to Chalky for sure, Luffy's Lair, and then I'll give one to Aaron Trailer and Santino just for being there for me like through all the rough patches. So appreciate all of you. Also my Pokemon friend group. I'm going to send some more later, but I'm not thinking super straight right now.
We actually do have a bit more time than I thought.
Oh,
so
cool.
I checked the matches before we went up, and you were one of the last two remaining. So
That's exciting.
yeah, I mean, I kind of want to talk to you in particular because, you know, we've had an opportunity to sort of hang out offline, as
Yes.
people do.
That is fair.
And I know that you are one of the newer players in the New England region.
Yeah.
I can't remember when you started playing, but I feel like this is your first year really kind of like going for it.
Yeah, so I started playing like May 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, still pretty recent.
Yeah, so Secaucus last year was my first regional, then I did NEIC, and then I've done like all of the United States ones so far. So this has really kind of been the season where I'm like picking up some steam.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly, you mentioned you went, what was it, 3-something in Knoxville?
3 and 6.
Yeah.
It was a bad time.
2, 6, and 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, what did you do to sort of address those? I mean, everybody has a back channel, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've been there, you've been there, I'm sure Fuecoco has also been there. Sorry, Fuecoco. But, you know, knowing that you have an event coming up in a couple weeks, and knowing that you might not have time to maybe change the team, or how do you sort of, you know, I guess leave things where they are and come into an event with a fresh mindset?
I've prepped really different for this than every other event.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Normally I prep like hours upon hours. I flowchart everything, but here I was like, you know what? I have a team. I played like 10 games with it. I felt good enough with it, and I was like, I'm gonna focus on me. I really needed that. I think I was just getting too in my head,
Of course.
and I was able to bounce back. So that's been really great.
Yeah, and I think that's also where having a good group of friends coming in as well. I mean,
So,
I know
yeah.
Chalky definitely hears plenty of my problems and helps me sort through them. So
Every time I text Chalky, I'm like, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with me, but I'm very thankful for his friendship.
me too. And I guess, you know, obviously there are still a couple of matches left for today. You mentioned that you've been to every U.S. regional. I'm assuming that means you're going to Charlotte in a couple of weeks.
I am not, which makes me sad.
The combo breaker.
I was so excited for Charlotte. I like texted friends that were there, and I was like, wait, can't make it. It's fine though. We do what we can. We accept
Of course.
the world. Yeah, we just accept it. Like, I'm happy with the things that are happening instead. So I'm rooting for everyone that's going to be there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you'd change up the team, but I guess I'll just ask you as a hypothetical thing to wrap things up. If you had another Series 2 or Regulation B tournament, would you make changes to this team based off what you've seen today?
I don't think so. I
Fair
think
enough.
maybe making Fluttermane a little bit faster, but even then, I wouldn't sacrifice the bulk, so I think it's really sort of been what I needed it to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nishant, for taking the time to talk with me and for the snack. I'm going to go enjoy this off stream.
It's been great to be here. Thank you so much.
It's been great to be here too, and it's been great to be here with all of you at home as well. So we'll be getting round 8 started here real soon on stream, so do not go away. You're not going to want to miss it.
Hello, please pause. Thank you. Wow. What a beautiful interview. What a beautiful set of matches. What a beautiful person. I guess that's the video. It's probably a longer one than y'all are used to, but you know, I mean, we gotta gush over the homies when they do good. That's the rules. I don't make the rules. That's the rules. All right. So here we are. That was, like I said, beautiful set of games, beautiful interview, beautiful person. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I kind of feel like this video is probably not going to do great, but that's okay. Like I said, we got to gush over the homies when they do good. That's the rules. If you like this video, everybody, leave me a big fat like. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see going forward. Do you want to see more, like, me reacting to stuff? I know this video probably wasn't great. I was kind of just, like, staring with a big smirk on my face like a proud father or something. But if that's what you want to see, let me know. I'll be here. With that, everybody, my name is Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.